Hello and welcome to PPMA TV with me, Andy Fitzsimons. I'm delighted to have Danny Reid here from PPMA Best. Now Danny, you're the Head of Education and Skills for PPMA Best.
That's correct, yeah.
Best does a lot of work with a lot of member companies here and with a lot of young people. But for those that perhaps aren't as familiar with the work of Best, can you tell me a bit more about it?
Yeah, PPMA Best was set up by the PPMA in order to support young people to come into a career within engineering with particular focus on the process packaging, robotics, automation and machine vision sectors. So basically we do a lot of work to encourage young people to pursue a career, and we do that in various ways by engaging them and just showing them what sort of opportunities are there.
Now, I know you do a lot of work with young people, and I think am I right in thinking the last academic year you reached out to about 2,000 young people across the country delivering STEM days. What does that sort of involve for the young people involved?
So basically we go into schools and we take over whole year groups in order to show them the careers that are available within our sector, and it's to sort of open their eyes to an area of engineering that otherwise just does not get any sort of traction within schools. Companies like Rolls-Royce are getting lots of time in the schools, but there is a lot of opportunities within our sector, and it's about showing them what is available and ultimately to bring them into our industry as an apprentice or through the graduate route.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's a really good initiative, and of course one of the things that I know that the sector's looking to do is to encourage more women to get involved in engineering, and there seems to be some disparity, doesn't there? Because up until a point it's sort of quite level in terms of 50-50, the number of men and women that are interested in it, and then it sort of falls away. Is there any particular reason why that is?
It is a bit of a mystery. I mean, if you look at the stats that both us, Engineering UK and other organisations have on engaging with young people, as you say, it is 50-50 right the way through education, and then you get to the point of employment, it nosedives, and we need to address that. We need to understand why women are not seeing engineering as a career of choice, because there's fantastic engineers that are women, and there's a lot of opportunities out there. It'd be fantastic to see more coming into engineering in the future.
And there's some quite startling statistics, isn't there? Because as I understand that the 19% of the workforce are engineers in some shape or form, which actually sort of generates around about 24 to 25% of GDP. So why do you think that there aren't more people sort of coming into the sector, which is clearly buoyant?
It is a bit of a mystery, but it's about that perception. You go into schools and you ask them, what is an engineer? It's someone that's wearing blue overalls, it's greasy, dirty, they're not seeing it as an exciting job, they think it's a mechanic. It's about changing that perception and showing them what it is, and it's a fantastic career ahead of them. You don't have to stay in one sector of engineering, there's so many different you can diversify into. Just walk around this hall and just look at some of the work that's going on, and the opportunities are there. But it's changing that perception, showing them those opportunities and getting them to stay the course.
Well, I think you've referenced a good point there, because of course if you look around the PPMA Total Show Hall here, that there's 450 exhibitors from a myriad of different backgrounds. You've got process packaging, but of course you've got the other areas as well, haven't you? You've got robotics, you've got sort of machine vision and things like that, things which people may not typically associate, particularly from a young age, with engineering.
Absolutely. If we go into a school and we ask any group of students now who knows what machine vision is, we will not see one hand go up. But then we spend a day with them, and at the end of that day we have 100 kids that know what machine vision is or have a basic understanding. And that's just fantastic to be able to do that, because they're niche sectors. It's a growth area. It's a fantastic opportunity. There are career opportunities there.
Now, I know from September 2020 that the government are looking to bring in the T-levels. How does that sort of impact, or whether it impacts or not, what you're doing currently?
T-levels could be a fantastic opportunity. There's opportunity, and there's I suppose you could say threat in how we're going to manage that. It's a fantastic process that is a vocational qualification that ties industry closer to education, which can only be a good thing. But it's how we manage that in the future. It gives students an opportunity to have an extended period of work experience within a sponsored company, and again, getting someone that's work ready is absolutely vital. That's one of our biggest challenges, and how we manage to engage with industry and with education establishments to make sure that runs well is a challenge for the future. And I'm pleased to say that we are talking to the DfE in order to try and help that, listening to what our members have to say and passing that up the chain. So if anybody's got any thoughts on that, please come and have a chat with me, pass it on, and I'm happy to put that forward. But it's a great opportunity if we manage it correctly and we work collaboratively.
That's excellent. So a lot of the companies companies here are SMEs, so companies of a certain size. For those companies that are looking to recruit new talent, and obviously particularly an apprentice, what would be their first step?
Their first step would be to contact the National Apprenticeship Service if they are looking to take on an apprentice, and they can give them guidance on what the process is and link them with some local training providers. An apprentice typically will be recruited from a very local area, so probably maybe a 20-25 mile radius from the company. So it's sort of key to form really good links with your local training providers, and that's colleges, schools, etc. And that's where your talent's going to come from.
And of course, BEST helps with that as well because it offers a number of grants and bursaries. So again, how do sort of people tap into that?
Well, the grants and bursaries are available. There's information on the website that they can have a look at them there. We've got the information on the stand, B124, if they want to come along and have a chat with me. So there's various grants to recruit apprentices, to help with the progression of apprentices, to support undergraduates. So it's there. It's a great benefit.
And what's going to be the driver over the next year? Obviously, as I say, we've got T-levels coming in next year. Clearly, you're doing a lot of stuff with schools. I know you've got a big event coming up in Manchester involving a lot of schools. Where do you sort of take this to sort of move it on to the next level?
The ultimate aim of what we're doing is to get young people to look at this career and become an apprentice in the future. So everything we do is about driving them through, I suppose, this funnel pipeline and moving them forward to become apprentices. So we're continuing with what we're doing. We're expanding into other areas. So when we do the STEM days, that's lots of students. Out of those lots of students, they're not all going to want to be engineers. Those that do want to be engineers, we look at work experience opportunities for them, project work, and keep them engaged, make them feel that they're part of something, they're part of that company. They want to work with those engineers, they want to be part of something when they leave school.
And of course, we can hear by the noise in the background that this is a big event here. There's lots of companies, there's lots of opportunities, and really, anyone that's looking to get involved in an engineering role, there is every opportunity to succeed, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah. There's untold opportunities out there, be it within our sector or in other sectors. But, once you enter engineering, you can move around, you can diversify. There's opportunities to go into different areas. You just go and talk to some of the guys around this show. It's fantastic. Some of the career paths they've taken. None of them are a straight line. They've all gone on to done different things, and it's all and they've all ended up here from various different areas. It's just it's a wonderful opportunity to get into engineering. Never better than now. There's so many new roles that are needed. And I reach out to any young person to have a look into it, and to any company that's considering a young person. They're the future.
Well, that's really good advice, Danny, and I know, like you say, that if people want to find out more information, they can go onto the BEST website, which will be displayed on the screen. Yes. And I wish you and all your colleagues the very best at BEST going forwards. Thank you.